On today's show, I asked the question, should you have to go to college before you go pro? This is Downright Sports. Welcome everybody to an all-new Downright Sports. It is showtime, everyone, and I'm your host, Brent Reed. I'm moving the chairs. I don't know if I'm in view or not. Anyway, this is the most, let's do this again. This is the most underground sports show on the internet, on TV, anywhere, because, hey, who doesn't want to be the underdog, right? Check this out. First time you watch it, you need to subscribe, all right? But we start every show, as we should, with the first pitch. And today we kick it off with Buzz Williams is leaving Blacksburg for College Station. The former now Virginia Tech coach who was there for the last 5 years. Out of the 5 years, 4 of the years he won 20 games or more and has gone to the tournament in 3 straight years. This year we reaching the Sweet 16. He is now leaving and heading to Texas A&M to take over a job, a place he once, I believe, was an assistant coach. Buzz won, his record at Tech was actually good. 100 wins, 69 losses. Can't beat that. His overall coaching record in the locations he's been in, he is a 600 career win percentage, so the guy knows how to get it done. He knows how to win. I'm actually sad he's leaving Virginia Tech. I thought he was a good fit there. I thought he can build on something there. But he's going to take his talents down to Texas and see if he can make it work. Moving on. More basketball. What? The big baller brand in trouble? What you talking about? Anyway, Lonzo Ball, the son of Lorenzo Ball, is suing the Big Baller brand for $2 million he feels was stolen from him. A friend of his dad apparently was taking money from the company, and Lorenzo Ball, who is the only one in the league currently for the Los Angeles Lakers, is not happy about that and wants his money back. It's kind of sad because they were trying something new. Instead of signing with a big company like Nike, Adidas, Reebok, they tried to create their own thing and it failed. They didn't have success. People weren't receiving their orders on time. People weren't. The father tried to create his own basketball league. Players didn't get paid. It was a good idea that was executed poorly. That's what it was. That's what happens when you take a loudmouth and you give them power. Any case, on today's show, we touch on a very big topic. Should you go to college before you go pro? That's in the next segment on the topic. Hey, this is Downright Sports. Check it. Welcome, everybody, to the topic. And today's topic will be a topic that is a question everybody always asks. And it basically comes down to, should you have to go to college before you go pro? Is it legal? Is it right? Is it moral? We're going to touch on that today. I believe, which is kind of, I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, it's not a terrible thing that these guys who are going to possibly make tons of money, you get basically a free ride to go to college. Now, we'll touch on that in a minute, but I think, especially, because the reason why this conversation came up is because you got a guy like Zion Williams. This kid's a freak, right? Should he had to go to college, or because this kid obviously could have just went pro. But here's where college has now, it helps him because he learns how to play within a system. He learns how to play for an actual established coaches versus just this AAU pickup basketball style. And it gives him more of a structure for the day-and-day road trips of an NBA schedule. Now, granted, college is 30 games versus 82, but you got to travel. You got to travel on trips and flying and all this stuff, so you kind of get used to that. Going to college wouldn't be terrible for a future pro athlete. I think what colleges and sports organization programs at these colleges need to start doing is being more realistic. If we just use basketball for an example, you know they're only going to be there for a year. So here's what you do. To make sure they don't have, so if they don't attend class, they have to pay back that tuition, that free ride that you're giving them. If you don't, and here's the thing, let's get real here. Let's stop making them attend classes that don't matter. They don't need to, the classes they should attend should be new style of classes. It should be financial classes, how to save your money, how to spend your money wisely, who to avoid, how not to give your family all your money, how to read legal classes, how to read a contract, how to negotiate through a contract, how to know that you're not getting cheated. That's the type of stuff they should be teaching. These kids should not be going to college to learn Shakespeare. It doesn't matter. If they want to learn Shakespeare, they can read it on their own time. But these guys, it's just like, if you're an engineer, you're going to school to learn in that field. If you're a computer designer, you're going to school to learn that field. So I think what the colleges need to do is, you can apply this in all sports. They should now turn it to where the classes are designed for what they're doing. So you know you're going to be a pro athlete, they should go to different classes where you're saying, well, how do you just separate the rest of the students? If I'm going to school to be a doctor, but my buddy's going to school to be a lawyer, we're not going to take the same classes. Come on, people, let's be more realistic here. And that's, now, if you're good enough, should you just be able to just go straight to the league? I think they should have some type of scale. You should, I think, every professional league, except for football, you need to go to college because you're not fully developed enough to be out there playing against some of the men. But football, baseball already does. So this is just basically a basketball topic. I think you need to have a combine. You invite everybody to the combine that's 17 and older, and you fill them out. If they look like they can compete at a professional level, you just be real. Yo, you can go pro. If they can't, you just tell them straight up, yo, you need to go to college. For real. Like, don't even waste your time here. Because everybody's afraid to have these conversations. Everybody's afraid to be frank and upfront with these people. And I think that's what needs to happen. We need to start having these just like the class thing. We need to start having these realistic conversations in what matters. And what is the real core of this all stems down to? Is it because that most of the guys playing basketball are young black guys? Is that why they have to go pro? Because in sports like golf, tennis, NASCAR, and hockey and baseball, sports predominantly white, you're not required to go to college. You could go pro in tennis at 16. You could go pro in golf at 17. Hell, you could get drafted in baseball at 15. Why do I know this? Because they're in the Dominican Republic right now signing 15-year-olds to their baseball camps, putting them within the organization. The New York Mets had a guy who no longer plays there anymore, who was signed to the Mets since he was 16 years old. And he played on the Mets. He was like 22. He was in the organization forever. So why, when it comes to basketball, predominantly young black kids, they're required to go to college for a year, which is stupid. What's that 1 year going to do? And then they get to go pro. Now, it's nothing wrong. Now, if you're going to make them go to college, make them go for at least 2 years. All right? I had a bunch of stats here. Fewer than 2% NCAA athletes that go professional. Fewer than 1% actually make it. So you gotta be the cream of the crop. You gotta be the cream at the crop, as Macho Man would say, to make it. So it goes back to my first statement. If you send these guys to college and you make them take classes that revolve around what they're doing, number one, it'll show some of these guys, oh crap, maybe I can't do this. But number two, now you got them involved in the classroom setting, and they'll be accustomed to it. So those who know that they can't make it will end up probably staying in college and finding something else. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing going to school, especially since they're going for free. All right? If they're going to go for free, wink, wink, then they might as well make them go to class. The problem is, and I'll wrap this up, you got people who are not athletes that want to go to school and have to pay money to go. You don't hear about professional athletes with college debt. You don't. Why? Because they all got free rides. Start turning this around a little bit, making it better for everyone, and it works out. If the guy doesn't finish, maybe he has to pay back the tuition. It's only fair, right? It's only fair. All right, when we come back, the post game, I talk about a new idea of a new episode I plan to do. Downright Sports. Downright Sports. So let's get it out the way. This is the post game. Oh, my dog is at the door. This is the post game, and check this out. Let's get the promotions out the way. If you like the channel, subscribe. Just hit the button at the bottom and subscribe, and you'll get an alert. Also, comment, please. Leave a comment. Just put hi. I'll accept that. But go to these other channels. My man at OK Coasters. My man Brad, Mr. OK. He will show you the best in cinematography and the best in documentarian as far as it goes. The best out there. Also go to my man DJ Chase if you love music, if you love DJing. And a new show coming down the pike from my man Sean, What Are You Talking About? Will be coming soon, sometime in April. Now, as far as I go, I got a new episode that I'm working on, so I'm going to take some time off because I got to put this one together. So I was going to do, when the NBA Finals came, I was going to do a all-time NBA playoff performance. I'm still going to do that. But now I want to put together a show, the best athletes in the last 20 years. Believe it or not, it's been 20 years since the year 2000, and there have been a lot of great athletes since then, and we're not going to do the moments, but I will do a show where I pick 20 of the greatest athletes since the year 2000 to the year 2019 and we put them together. Basically, it covers all sports: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, NASCAR. That's up for discussion if that's a sport, but I think it's competitive, so you got to pick it as a sport. Horse racing, men and women's sports, Olympic sports. So it's going to be more open versus just the 4 big sports or the 3 big sports, depending on how you view it. They got to be winners. They can't be overnight successes. So like Jeremy Lin's not going to make it. I can pretty much tell you Serena Williams will be on this list. Jimmy Johnson will probably be on this list. Tiger Woods will definitely be on this list. You had to have a period of just dominance, at least 5 to 10 years, if not almost 20 years in the case of LeBron James. Basically, I will count down to who I feel is the number 1 most influential, see what I did there, athlete in the last 20 years. So I think it's going to be kind of fun. Hey, thank you all for watching. Again, subscribe. Hit me up at Twitter, BrentReed18. Leave comments. Go to our Instagram at Downright Sports. Leave comments. Watch the clips there. It's exciting. All right. Oh, that means the show's over. Check out my podcast at iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play. That podcast, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm Just Talking. Shut up, clock. Deuces, everybody.